Hi everyone, today we are continuing with our mini-series that's looking at the idea that God has always had a plan to rescue his people. And today's story is focusing on Daniel chapter 3, where we find King Nebuchadnezzar setting up a golden statue, and he says to the people, he pronounces a decree over the people. He says, whenever you hear the sound of the trumpets and the lyre and all the musical instruments, you must bow down to the statue. And these three boys who were captives and who were living in Babylon at that time did not bow down. And the king had put a decree that whoever does not bow down to the statue will be thrown into the fire. And we find that people saw that they did not bow down, and they reported them to the king, and they were brought before the king. And the king asked them, "Why are you not bowing down to my statue?" And they said that we only serve one God, we only bow before one God. And King Nebuchadnezzar was very furious. He said that the people must be brought into the fires. The Bible tells us that they were tied up and thrown into the fire. The fire was made to be 7 times hotter, which meant that even the people who were throwing them in the fire were burnt by the fire. And as the king is sitting there watching the people inside the fire, he says to his authorities, he says, "Didn't we put 3 men in there?" They said, "Yes, 3 men tied up." And he says that, "I see a 4th man." And when we read in the story, we find that they were walking around the fire, and the fire never burnt them, because God had saved them from that. And even in the world that we live in today, there are many pressures that we are faced with the society pointing us in certain directions, but God has called us to stand. And when we do stand, God stands for us. And that's exactly what Jesus did at the cross for us as well, that he came into our situation, just like how they saw God come in with them in the fire, and he was seen with them, and nothing happened to them. God saved his people. God bless you.